I think Adam's a little bizarre, but I mean, seems like he has like a young spirit, and that's probably why I vibe with him. Like, y'all are my favorite couple.
Courtney, that's 2 strikes now. That's 2 strikes regarding your comments towards Adam. If you want the man, just say that. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight, season 20, episode 11. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So we pick up with this red robe conversation happening between Nikki and Sean, and he's adamant that he never ever said or implied that pleasuring him as a husband is a wife's duty. He also said that he never said he needs a release.
That's what I heard.
I didn't hear that. No expectations for sexual intercourse. There has to be growth in that area.
What would that look like?
I don't know. I want you to do whatever feels good to you. Everything has been so cool when we're just chilling. I'm not thinking, when is she gonna be ready to finally do something? When it's there, it happens.
Yeah.
Period.
I don't know, Sean forgot he was on television, but sweetie, we saw the CCTV footage. And on top of that too, because CCTV typically doesn't even have sound. We have sound. We heard what you said. He didn't use the word duty, but he said, as a wife, this is how you're supposed to show up. And he did say he needed a release. And he wanted her to be the one to orchestrate said release. Because she was like, you can sort yourself out. Like, I ain't got no problem. He's like, no, I want you to do it. You didn't say that though? Oh, okay. All right, interesting. He is trying to make it seem like he wants to go at Nikki's pace, but that's not true. She's already said, I need some time. If sex is gonna happen, it's gonna be at the very end. But up until then, give me some time to warm up. I'm not quite there yet when it comes to physical attraction, but I'm warming up. Why does he keep pressing the matter? She's already said, give me a second. So give her a damn second. I don't get what's going on. And him being chill has led to the progress. From day one, where she was like, where's my husband? Is he on the way? And now you have the girl straddling you, which I still can't believe happened. She straddled you. You rubbing on the booty, and she's not running away. Relax. Clearly, we're moving in the right direction. If you keep fiending the way that you are fiending, you're only going to push her away. Michelle and Cameron have their first solo session with Dr. Paz, and these two just can't get enough of each other.
You two did an amazing job.
I know. How's the intimacy been?
Good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, be away from her, and I can't remember the last time, I've felt this way.
I think that he's very emotionally intelligent. I haven't really had that before.
Talk so nice, kindly about me. Feels different.
Cameron, you're growing on me. Growing on me. I think he's fully grown on me. I think I'm on the Cameron train. So Cameron does say that, for most of his life, he has been very career focused, and he did want a family. He did want a wife and kids. It's just that his mindset hadn't changed. And now that he's in a relationship where he actually does feel safe, seen, valued, all those things, it's easier for him to change his perspective and put things in place so that his life is conducive for a wife and kids. I love that. These two got emotional throughout this episode. He got emotional in this session where he was saying, I've never had somebody speak so highly of me. That's something that's new to me. She said that she had never had somebody before who was just so emotionally intelligent and so intentional. So I definitely can see the potential for these two. They have had the hard conversations, and sometimes we do get an answer that's kind of like from Cameron, but so far I have seen the most growth from him. I see the most chemistry between these two. Even later on, they had this date where they were looking out onto was it a sunset? I actually don't remember. Was it the water or was it a sunset or something? And they were doing the same exercise that Nikki and Sean were doing with the blindfolded feeding and stuff. And they were just very tactile, and it was sexy and sensual, and it was very nice. And she also got emotional when she was like, I've always wanted this. I see couples come here and they have these sweet moments, and I just always wanted to share this with somebody. And I actually do feel like you are my person. Favorite couple by far, Michelle and Cameron. I noticed that whenever these couples are planning their little romantic nights in, it seems like something that the experts are telling them to do. And I'm wondering why they're not explicitly saying that. The international versions, they will have the expert come in and say, hey, here's a box of sex toys, do something, or let's go shopping for lingerie, or so. Like, they will make it known that this is something that the experts are telling them to do. But anyways, Courtney is setting up this romantic, let's get to know each other type thing. She's cringed out by the whole thing. She doesn't like these romantic gestures and stuff, but for the sake of the challenge, she is doing it.
Are you ready to get intimate?
I like it. I think it's awesome.
If this wasn't an exercise, I would never do this in my life.
So how does this work?
Okay, all right.
Question I've always wanted to ask my parents if they're like proud of how I've lived my life.
Was your family like affectionate? Is that why you like physical touch?
We're not like a big physical touch family. The affection I get is like when I'm in a relationship.
I completely get where Courtney's coming from when she's like, this is very uncomfortable for me. There's a lot of things that I would have wanted to receive in a relationship regarding like the romance and the cutesy stuff. But then once I got it, I was like, oh, this is horrible. Like, I hate it. Now I like it. But at the beginning, it was so cringe. Hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it. So I do understand it from that perspective. But it was nice to see them open up and be comfortable. And she spoke again about the cheating past and all of that. And she felt like because she knew her partner was cheating and she stayed, that she was to blame for the cheating happening. And Nick is like, no, that's not your fault at all. That's that person doing a madness. You shouldn't be carrying that at all, right? Then I forget what exactly they spoke about regarding his childhood, but he did open up about his childhood. And it seemed to me like he's willing to open up if he's asked. So now he's being asked, he has something to say. In the expert session they had in the previous episode, he did say sometimes it's hard for him to come up with stuff because realistically, everybody has these big events that happen. Somebody in the comments made a good point. They were like, maybe he's had an easy life. And so when you have people who have mommy issues and relationship trauma and all this and all that, like, what is he supposed to say? And so I can understand him being like, if I'm supposed to say something that's gonna match you, I really have to think because I gotta dig deep. I don't have much of that I'm dealing with. But like Paul said, you don't have to find something that's groundbreaking. You just have to find something that shakes you as a person, something that relates to you. So I'm happy to see him open up more about his childhood and stuff. He can also talk about relationships. I haven't heard him speak about any kind of relationship that went wrong or maybe what he learned from a relationship, even if it was good. Like, let's tap into that. Felipe takes Tori to his apartment and my God, immaculate. It looks like a home decor catalog. Like what? It is beautiful. He said his mom and sister helped him spruce up the place. Wow, yeah, very nice. So Tori points out the fact that both of their homes are quite small if they're to consider themselves, animals, a family, and all that. So then Felipe is like, oh yeah, I think we're both gonna have to just break our leases, right? And she's like, yeah, that's totally fine. We should live, somewhere where there's a yard and stuff. And he's like, ooh, suburbs? I don't know. I don't really know if I want to live in the suburbs. And she's like, if we're trying to have a family, we can't be in these small apartments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be in a house. So then she's like, do you actually want to have kids? Or are you just saying that you want to have kids because I say I want to have kids? And he says that having kids is not really something that he envisioned, but if his partner wants it, he can see himself having kids and having a life that is fulfilled. I have a lot of questions when it comes to Felipe because, okay, you don't want to live in the suburbs, but you do understand that you need more space. You don't want kids for yourself, but fine, you'll conform if your partner wants to have kids. You don't believe in a religion, but you'll, again, conform or at least support your partner if they are religious. You don't want to be monogamous, but again, you'll work on it. You'll try. I don't know. Like, there's so many things with Felipe that don't seem to be in alignment with Tori, but because he says this a lot. Oh, Tori's so hot. I don't want to lose her. She's so hot. She's so beautiful. She's this. He's just going along to get along. And Tori's picking up on it. But I'm questioning the experts. What made you guys put these two together? It's not making sense. Another couple that's perplexing me is Devin and Caitlyn. So Devin plans a butterbeer making date, and she loves that because she loves Harry Potter. And, you know, he says on camera things have gotten better for sure, but off camera he gets little to nothing from her. They barely speak. They're not very tactile. It's just flat, right? And I'm confused why the experts would put somebody who is so needy, like he wants to dote on somebody, but he also needs that back, with somebody who's so avoidant. What was the point? Like, yes, they are attracted to each other. They seem to have the same belief system and stuff like that, but how they show up in relationships is so different. And it's like they're both triggering each other. Like the more she pulls back, the more anxious he's feeling. And so he wants to give her more, give her more, give her more, which is in turn making her pull away. Like what are we doing? I had this theory. I said it on the reality recap. Subscribe to the reality recap. And I was like, Love is Blind casts, and I pointed out because Love is Blind's casting is the same as Married at First Sight's casting. Love is Blind seemingly casts women who are at this point where they feel like they have no other choice and they're quite anxious when it comes to their attachment style. And then they cast men who are quite avoidant. And it's like they're purposefully curating these relationship dynamics where the girl is wanting, and the guy's pulling. And the more he pulls, the more she wants. And it's like that, but in the inverse with these two, like the more he goes for her, the more she wants to pull away. And why would they have ever paired these two? At least with Love is Blind, to a degree, you choose who you're partnered up with. But Married at First Sight, y'all made a conscious decision to put them together. Why? Questions that need answers. Beljalee and Mecca head to the studio. This is the first time that he's seeing her in her element. He's like, wow, this is so nice. Like, she's lighting up. It's so beautiful to see her just do her thing, right? The day before or the night before, he believes her social battery died well before she mentioned it. And she's like, no, I said it when it was true. Don't read into it, right? So they had a bicker in the car. Not really clear what the bickering was about, but he says that he doesn't like feeling like he's in trouble because that's been a theme in his life. And she's like, you're not in trouble. You're in your head because you think I'm mad at you, but I'm not mad at you. If I'm telling you something, it's me being honest. And so I wonder, like, yes, I'm sure the theme of being in trouble is the thing, but I also think that Mecca might be picking up on the fact that Belle isn't being 100% honest sometimes. So he has to read into things like, well, I feel like you're not telling me the full truth, so there's something else that I have to read into, and maybe you are actually mad at me, and that him projecting that onto her is making her frustrated, and so now they're arguing. But either way, they settle it. He says that he's not going to read into it, and she's like, yeah, when I feel something, I'll let you know. Adam and Marissa show up on a jet ski to play pickleball with Nick and Courtney. Marissa is annoyed. She hates the jet ski because it makes her seasick, and she doesn't like ruining her hair. Apparently she had an argument with an ex-boyfriend where she broke up with him while she was trying to fix her hair, so that's a sensitive subject for my girl. She also does not like pickleball. She doesn't like being quite athletic in general, and so Adam wanted to do all these things is irritating her.
I don't like the jet ski messing up my hair. I'm not like super big into pickleball. The day is going fine. Fucking hate pickleball.
You have to land in like the...
Yeah, no, I know that.
Adam is like the voice. Kind of whatever he says goes. And I don't know a single thing Marissa likes because I never get to hear about it.
Nick was right on the money when he said, at this point, it's as if what Adam says goes in that relationship. And it's 100% true. Marissa has been biting her tongue for so long, and clearly she wants to say things, and her harboring these feelings of resentment are now coming out in these like snappy ways. And so, listen, this is why you need to be honest with it. What did I say? If you are lying to yourself, the only person who's suffering is you. Adam is having a great time. Adam is like, wow, jet skis, pickleball, hanging out with the bros. We get to do all the things. And you're suffering in silence. We are eventually going to get some explanation on why she bites her tongue, so we'll just wait to get into that. Then the conversation pivots to where people are going to live. The assumption with Marissa and Adam is that she's going to move in with him because his house is bigger and stuff like that, but she actually doesn't like where he lives. Is she going to say that? No. Anyways, she assumed that Courtney would move in with Nick because Nick has a big home, like 4 bedrooms, all the things. If you want a family, that seems to be a nice house to live in, right? Courtney is like, I'm trying to live in Portland. It should be noted that everybody in this conversation is not a fan of Portland. Courtney included. She's not a fan. But for the sake of being by her family after she has kids, like she wants to be there with them. And I understand, right? But you are in Seattle. Your life is settled in Seattle. His life is settled in Seattle. He literally has a home that would be perfect for you guys to live in. Your family is 3 hours away. They can come and help on the weekends or take a few days out of the week. Like, it's not something that's so crazy where you must leave Seattle in order to gain support from your family. The first few months, I completely understand. You want your mama to be, a phone call away. I get it. I do. But you don't even want to live in Portland. It sounds again like Courtney is trying to find reasons to have a problem with Nick. Oh, Nick hates Oregon. So do you. Like, what are we talking about? She's then going to say that Nick doesn't challenge her. And again, I'm confused because at the beginning, things were too serious. And now you feel like you're not being challenged enough. Like, which one do you want, mama? Keep moving the damn goalpost. Confusing. She's then going to say that Adam and Marissa are her favorite couple. She feels like, oh, it's just so beautiful. Like everything is so great. Do they even have problems? Turns out they have a lot of problems. And a lot of it stems from Marissa and her past trauma that she's carrying into this relationship.
I had to be perfect all the time. Like literally would get in trouble. I'm doing all that stuff with him. He has pickleball, he has jet ski, he has friends. And
do you think he wants to do a lot more of that?
Less pickleball. I do not want to become like the 23-year-old me again.
Here's Courtney pedestalizing a relationship, not realizing that all that glitters is not gold. Okay? Marissa is suffering in silence. She opened up about a relationship she was in her early 20s. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're age mates, so I can see how that is still sticking with her. Basically in that relationship, she was unable to be herself. She felt like anytime she would act out of line, according to her boyfriend, she would get in trouble. So she just taught herself to be a people pleaser. I'm just going to do whatever the person says I should do and say to avoid getting into trouble. And so now she finds herself biting her tongue a lot with Adam because she doesn't want to get in trouble. She feels like she has to do whatever he wants them to do. And if we're being honest, Adam likes it that way. The way that he was so particular in that first episode, I'm not surprised that he basically wants somebody who's just like him. So Marissa being quite different, but not voicing that is beneficial for him. Like, okay, yeah, I'm sure she has other interests, but she does all the things that I want to do. And I'm okay with that arrangement. That's probably why he doesn't press the matter either. Because I'm sure he's picked up on the fact that they're always doing his hobbies. They're hanging out with his friends. They're at his house. Everything is him. I'm sure he has noticed it, but calling it out wouldn't benefit him. She says that she doesn't want to lose herself in a relationship. It's already happened. Where is Marissa in this marriage? Non-existent. From one people pleaser to another, we have Devin and Caitlin who meet with his friends, I think. And off rip, the friends are like, there's a lot of catering coming from Devin, but is he getting anything in return?
I feel like we're doing like a lot better. Just so kind. Never dated one of you before, and it was so jarring initially.
Asked if I had dimmed my light.
That's why I asked you what I asked you, bro. Yeah. Devin's cooking and he's not making jokes. That's why I was quiet, just observing both things. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. She's in heaven right now. People have different heavens.
I need somebody to save Devin. Save Devin, because what is going on? This man is going to say, when he wakes up, she ain't there. They don't kiss much. They don't cuddle. When he wakes up, sometimes there are pillows in between them. When he cracks jokes, she don't laugh. They barely speak. What is happening? What is happening? In the previous episode, I was wondering if he was the one being performative. I guess at this point, maybe they both are. Or maybe, I don't know, something in my brain just cannot fathom Devin being authentically himself. And I know that is a projection because he does look like a person who is an F-boy. I have to divorce myself from that image because maybe this is him. And if this is him, it's unfortunate that he's giving and not receiving. Even the friend was like, I don't see you being yourself. You're doing these things. And clearly Caitlin is eating it up. She's having a great time. I mean, she's getting flowers, she's getting compliments, and she's getting food cooked for her. She's living her best life. But where are your needs being met? Questions that need answers. Fast forward to the dinner party, we have a few quick conversations. Nick is in the hot seat and he says that, you know what, the intimacy has grown and he is happy that they're able to open up more and be more affectionate. Courtney does say, you know, happy husband, happy marriage, happy husband, happy wife or something like that. And the experts were like, she don't really look too happy. She doesn't look like she wants to be here. Then we have Nikki, who says that things have been progressing for her as well. They have been cuddling and passionately kissing. I said, oh, okay, all right, okay, yeah, cool, okay. She says that she feels a spark between herself and Sean agrees. All right. Then we have Felipe, who says that he and Tori have yet to have an argument and he's going to need to see some kind of conflict and subsequently conflict resolution in order to make a sound decision on whether they should stay in a relationship or not. I do agree. I think that Tori, and that sucks because I just commended Tori like 2 videos ago saying that she is a person who I believe is showing up authentically. I think that there is a lot of tongue biting with her though. I think she's been authentic to herself in the sense that she will say, these are my struggles, these are my pitfalls, these are the things that I'm working through regarding the trauma that I've experienced and stuff like that. But when it comes to question marks she has about Felipe, I think that she's addressing but like tiptoeing. Like she's saying things delicately, but maybe she has more thoughts that she's afraid to say because she too doesn't want to lose him. He doesn't want to lose her. She doesn't want to lose him. So yeah, I also do think that they need to have a little kerfuffle, just a small one, to see how they resolve conflict because that is important. Very important. The episode ends with Marissa because the whole table is like, man, these two are perfect. These two have nothing wrong between them. And Marissa was like, well, actually, we did have a bad day the previous day. And funnily enough, Adam is like, that was my perfect day. So how did you have such a bad day?
We finally had a bad day yesterday.
Human emotions are emerging.
It was like my ideal day. I had a blast. Marissa had a really stressful day. Kind of envisioned myself like being with a partner. Just doesn't like sit at home.
I can't play 3 hours of pickleball 5 days a week. We haven't been on a dinner date since Cancun.
Oh.
One of my girlfriends did have all the same hobbies. I can't do without that.
I wish Marissa could have been honest earlier because now they only have what, 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks left in the process. Your relationship has been built on this false sense of reality. And I can see Adam being like, bro, what the hell? Like, we were smooth sailing all this time. Like, what's going on? When in fact, she was just being agreeable because she didn't want to ruffle any feathers. And that was doing herself a disservice, right? So Paul points out the fact that Marissa is being honest, but she's unable to look in Adam's eyes. So yeah, she's being honest, but a part of her is still struggling to connect on a deeper level with him. And sometimes that means having a hard conversation. She still can't do that. Adam says it is a non-negotiable for him. He needs somebody who has the same interests, same hobbies, and wants to do those things. He's had that before and it didn't work. There could be other reasons why the relationship didn't work, but how about we try something different? You know, how about we try that out? And he's acting like the things that Marissa wants to do are unreasonable. He's acting like she's a couch potato. He's like, I want somebody who's athletic. I want some, not athletic, but who can be sporty and wants to get up and get active and get on the jet skis and stuff like that. She wants to travel and hang out with friends and go out to restaurants. She's not sitting on her ass all day. It would be nice to do some of those things. She said up until this point, they haven't even met her friends. Bruh. That's why I'm saying, like, he knows that if he was to point out the fact that they've only been doing his things, it's going to shake the arrangement that he's very comfortable in. Like, he wants somebody who just complies. He came in the show saying, I have a whole regimen for this girl. And he just assumed that she was going to do it. Forget her autonomy. Like, who cares? Who cares what you want? You're going to do what I want. That's not marriage. Not a healthy one, at least. So I'm interested to see how things progress with these two. Finally, we're getting some honesty from Marissa. I do understand why she wasn't being honest before, but I hope that this keeps up. I hope that she keeps this up. And I'm interested to see what the experts say regarding Adam and him being so adamant that a woman just has to be this certain way or it's a wash for him. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.